Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I come bearing the news. Yeah, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thumbs up for you. You guys are the real MVP. If you're new here, please stick around. Give a thumbs up, subscribe for more fun and informative videos. I'm Omotayo. I also go by Orefajisu, and on this channel, I share Canada updates and several things that helped me settle easily in Canada. Information that has made life easier for me that I know that I can also share with you. Like my content, you can equally follow my Instagram and TikTok account. I share, short, insightful videos there too. It's a pleasure to be it's a pleasure to always be here. Today I got very good news, like I said earlier. So there's more update about the home care caregiver program, and I'm actually happy that this is actually coming early because it's just been like little piece of puzzles here and there, and everybody's been trying to fix what is what, which is which, and finally something concrete for everyone to hold on to and to start running with. And come 31st of March, that's in a week time. Yep, that's like in a couple of days. So come the 31st of March, as long as you have all your document ready, you're good to go. You're good to apply to be a permanent resident in Canada. Isn't that interesting? I mean, that is so sweet. I mean, it's one of the easiest pathways that I've found after OIMP, is it? I think this is even faster because I mean OIMP you still have to wait for nomination approval before you apply for PR, but this is direct PR. So this is actually very good, and I am hoping that a lot of people, are able to tap into the opportunity. A lot of my homies that are working as home support workers and caregivers, child caregivers. I hope they're able to tap into this opportunity. I think there is only a slot of 5,250 for inside Canada, and like you all know, I think it's also in two streams. I mentioned that in my previous video. So let's get right into it. Yes, so now the immigration through the home care worker pathway, which is the home care worker immigration pilot. Now, who can apply? We talked about that before, that everybody living within Canada or outside Canada and plans to live within Canada and outside of Quebec and meet all the necessary requirements. So we're going to be addressing this one at a time. There's also the language requirement, there is the education requirement, enough work experience in the last couple of years, as a job offer as a home caregiver or home support worker, and must be admissible to Canada. Now, like I mentioned, this stream is in two sets. We have the in Canada and the outside Canada. Now, for the in Canada, the target is 5,050, and there's not been so much said from outside Canada. I mean, people that have job offers from outside of Canada. So, for you to be eligible for this stream, you must be a worker in Canada. Either you're in a postgraduate work permit or you have an open work permit, and you must be eligible to work physically outside of Quebec. Now, even if you're not currently in Canada and you have a valid work permit, you are eligible to apply. For example, maybe you're on vacation, but so you need to show that you actually reside in Canada and all those details that to ascertain that you're in Canada. You must also be authorized to work full time in any occupation. So you must not like a contract job. So you must also be in a maintained status in Canada. So now, for outside Canada, the application is currently closed for people that do not have permits to work in Canada. So, for example, if you've gotten a job offer, you can't apply under this stream yet. So you have to hold on till when. We don't know. There's not been so much news said about it when it will be open, but for now, you have to wait and you must prove that you have enough money to move you yourself and your family down to Canada. Now, for people in Canada who have work permits or who have job offers or who are currently working, you don't have to show proof of one, because of course they believe you're working, and that's just enough to show for this period. Now, the language. Now, you must, for the language eligibility, you must have a band four, at least a band four. That's the least, like CLB4 in all your series. The in the speaking, reading, writing, and reading. That is the benchmark, Canadian language benchmark. So your CLB must be four at least. That's a minimum. So I mean, I think that's fair enough. You must have completed education. You must have completed a high school diploma or even a higher one. So if you completed your education outside of Canada, you have to show your education assessment, your education credential assessment, to show that it's equivalent to Canadian high school diploma or even higher. For example, you have a bachelor's degree or you have an higher national diploma. You have to, evaluate this with the evaluating body that's peculiar to your field of study. Usually, I think most of it, except for maybe some professional courses, most of evaluations are done by WES, the World Education Service, WES. So you could just search for wes.org and see how you can, sign up your account and get your education evaluated. You must have work experience or training. In these different NOCs as a child care, either an early childhood educator. You can check the NOC 42202 and the 4400. So all these job experiences actually count for this particular stream: home support worker, caregiver, or related occupations. Either, even if you work as a nursing aide, a healthcare aide, a patient service associate, all these count as work experience. So you must have at least 6 months in the last 3 years or an equivalent relevant training credential in the past 2 years. So all these job roles I mentioned, they have eligible experience to qualify for this particular stream. So now, what job offer do you actually need? So this is where clarity needs to be actually spelled out. So this stream, for this particular caregiver pilot, they're focusing on two major categories. So the first one is child care. So it's the home care immigration pilot child care, and the second one is the home care immigration pilot home support worker. Now, the knock for the childcare is the 44,100, and that for the home support worker is the 44,101. Note this: your location cannot be a daycare. I mean, your job offer mustn't be a daycare. It has to be a home, like you're taking care of someone's child, or in a home setting, and not in an organization home like a nursing home, a long-term care. No, that's not what I mean. Must be in a personal home setting. A job as a foster parent doesn't count in this particular category as well. Now, for the home support worker, caregiver, and related occupations, locations cannot be an institution like a nursing home. So if you're a personal support worker and you're thinking, oh, it's the same thing, I'm working in a nursing home. No, it's different. This stream is peculiar to address care of home, basically child care, and people who need care in their homes, individualized home. That has been mentioned over and over again. So although work experiences in all the NOCs I talked about, either you've worked as a PSW, a nurse aide, a childhood educator, it counts. Job experiences in this field count towards this pathway, but only two job offers count: a job offer of a child care support worker and a home support worker in their individualized home, not in an institution setting or a daycare or an organization. It has to be you're going to this individual's house. So, I mean, if you're working with an agency that does home to home, like community care, yes, this pilot is for you as well, and it must be in Canada and outside of Quebec. It must be full time, at least 30 hours a week, and it must be a permanent employment. There is no contract, no set date for end date. So this job offer must include your hourly pay. There's also an employment requirement and description of main duties. So your main duties must cover this knock. So when you're probably telling your employer, you should let them note. I mean, go to Canada job bank and search for this particular knock and copy their main duties and make sure it tallies with this particular support worker knock, the national occupation classification. Yes, so make sure it tallies with this, the employer, and then describe the main duties. It must be genuine, and there needs to be a real need for them to hire you. The employer can fulfill the terms of the job, including paying you. The employer must follow all the rules set by IRCC and the federal provincial legislation. Your wage must be equal or higher than the job bank's median wage for the occupation listed on your job offer in the province or territory of employment. If there is no provincial or territorial median wage, use a national one. Now, if the employer's workers have union, the rule of the collective agreement also applies. If your employer is a business, like an organization like agencies, they must have been provided the same type of care services in that particular job, not like an agency that's just coming up and saying they are doing home care. And this is where people that are coming from outside the country must be careful. Some people might just start the business and say, oh, this is what they are doing, and they're trying to bring you over. No, they must show a business that has been working, that has been running for the past 1 year before this job offer was made to you. So you have to be very, very careful so you don't fall into wrong hands or wrong organizations to say, oh, we're ready to give you the care job, come around, we'll do this, we'll do that. And they have not even been in the business for long. They just probably started it to scam people. Or, I mean, you should ask that, oh, how long has this company been? Research about them, check their Canada job bank. You can make several research, ask questions on their social media pages, see when they open their social media accounts, and that way you are able to know that, oh, this organizations are actually legit. Now, the employer must also have a CRA business number, either as an household or as a business. Now, it must and this means that they has direct employer employee relationship, meaning the employer is directly responsible for hiring the employee, managing the work conditions, and paying the employee. Now, this also includes organizations that pay direct hire full-time workers, so who does not count as an eligible employer. Likewise, an organization that also hire full-time agencies, like their agents that also hire full-time workers to work in people's home who need them short-time care, who need home health care services, who need direct care, and also pediatric home healthcare centers like that, because of course these places you have to be going from place to place because most of them just need short care. So this kind of employers are eligible employers as well. So what doesn't count as an eligible employer? The employer can't be a recruitment or placement agency, an embassy or a high commission or consulate, an employer found non-compliant, yourself or your spouse. So it can be a family member, grandparent, child, blah blah blah. So there's an employer form for them to fill, and for workers in Canada under each pilot, like I said, oh yeah, so it's not 5,250. I think it's 4,000. No, It's 5,250. I'm correct. 4,700 plus 250. Oh, it's like 4,950. Like approximately 5,000 in total. That's the target that they're looking at, and there's already a portal for them to access. So new application will start coming in by 31st at 10 a.m. until they reach the cap, and by March 31st, 2026, it automatically resets. So the good part is, like people say, oh, within 2 hours it gets closed. With all this constraint, I don't think that's possible. So if the cap is reached, it will reset by March 31st, 2026. So we have 1 year to apply. So if you're still getting your experience and you're not able to put in your application yet, and also if you're an international student, your past job experience doesn't count. Your experience I mean, the 6 months of experience on your study permit doesn't count. International students cannot apply on this particular stream. International students are not eligible to apply except you're already on your postgraduate work permit. So, prepare as much as possible before the pilot opens in case the caps are reached quickly. Follow the steps and guidelines, and the fee is 1,525. You must apply under the PR portal starting March 31st. So get all your document ready. Choose the category you want to apply, and choose economic. When asked, then choose the right pilot and subcategory. You'll see the available subcategories as long as the cap hasn't been reached. So for workers in Canada stream, we have healthcare, child care, and then we have home support workers. For outside of Canada and unauthorized workers, we have workers in Canada, childcare, public policy, and then home support workers in Canada, public policy. So get all your documents ready. There are some forms that you can also fill that are online. Um, you'll find all the forms in digital form, and then you have to download them and fill them. So this is like all the in summary, this thing is actually getting real. It's already very, very real. um if you've been very conversant with this news and you've been preparing for it, I'm sure you must have gotten your English test ready by now. You must have done your education evaluation. You must have also done gotten a job offer in this particular pilot, either as a childcare or home support worker. That is not an organization, like not a home setting or a daycare setting. So those are like the key things for you to do to get on this job. And of course, the job must not have a constraint, must not have a duration of start or end date. It must be a permanent full-time job. So yeah, like I said, this is so much good news, and I'm really excited that a lot of people, a lot of people will even have their work permit expiring soon. They can take advantage of this, and they can apply directly for their permanent residence in Canada. And I honestly wish everybody the best. I wish everybody the best on this pilot, and I hope that they also respond to people faster, so people can attain their permanent resident status as soon as possible. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're still not clear, if you have further questions you would like to ask about this pilot, feel free to drop it in the comment section or send me a DM. I'll be willing to address them. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching my video once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.